Hello. To start off, we're going to go straight into our main demonstration, and then we're going to talk through parts of our circuit, which you see here for analog control of an inverted pendulum. So to begin with, we have marked angles here. So we're going to start by lining it and then flip on our circuit. As he is holding at 0 degrees, I'm going to deflect it to positive 10 degrees. You can see it brings back itself, negative, and bump it around a bit. And as you can see on the oscilloscope, we are getting a response signal.
Yeah, and this is the full state feedback control effort right here.
Yeah. So, to talk through the first part of our circuit, we have the voltage regulator here to be sent to a 5-volt output to the motor, which then, after going to the buffer, then comes back over here, goes to another buffer, and is then offset by being via a summing amplifier with this potentiometer here to be around 0 volts at 0 degrees. Secondly, after that, the now summed signal goes through an inverting amplifier here that brings the voltage up to plus or minus 10 volts, which we'll now demonstrate.
Okay. This MyDeck connects these two using the screen.
Yep.
So turn off the output. Okay.
So I'm pulling at positive 10.
Positive 10 shows 10 volts.
Yep. And I'm going to hold it at negative 10.
Negative 10 volts.
Now holding it at 0.
All right, you can wiggle it around a bit.
Yay. Next is
There's our
the
position.
velocity circuit.
So the velocity part of the circuit, it runs around on the other side of the op amp. So we siphon the output from the Midori green pot, which goes directly into the differentiator, which is where all these capacitors and resistors are. And then that differentiator, the output goes into an inverting amplifier, which is regulated by this potentiometer here. And then from that, we can take the velocity output, goes directly to the oscilloscope. So then when we move it, this is a little hard to demonstrate, but it peaks at around positive and negative 10 volts. And if we spin it around relatively fast, we can see that it peaks at the top.
There we are.
If we spin around the other way, it peaks at the bottom. And then from there, we take the velocity output and the position output, and we bring them both together with the two full state feedback gains, which then go into a summing amplifier, and that's how we get our full state feedback for the stability control.
Yep, which is then sent to the pendulum here.
Sent to the servo amplifier, and then our cords.
We're in there.
We have negative ref. The negative ref goes directly to the ground of the breadboard. The positive ref is from our full state feedback output. M1, M2, and M3 are the outputs for the position.
Here's M1.
Or actually not position, the 5 volts right after the 5-volt regulator.
Here's M2.
And then M2 goes back into the circuit, which is where we get their position and velocity.
And M3 is grounded right
M3
there.
is just ground.
And that is pretty much it.
Circuit.
Thank you.